Hey everybody, it is me, Lisa Concepcion, certified professional love life coach, founder, and my God, what else? There's so many things that I do, so many things. I'm the founder of lovequestcoaching.com, lovequestcoaching.com, where you can go right now if you want. You want to skip through this whole party and just go right to the website and get your free love life assessment. Honey, go for it. lovequestcoaching.com. Today I am talking about the common popular minefields. Boom, boom, boom. Minefields that marriages and relationships often have to sidestep in order to survive. Lord knows I've been there. I have been there. I was married for 17 years. Kaboom, kaboom. I stepped on all of the minefields, all of them. Let's see, what else? Oh, yeah, 2 weeks ago, I ended a 4.5-year relationship. And why? Because I saw all the minefields. Steppy, look at me. Oh, no. So I had to be like, peace out, Cub Scout. So I'm going to talk about this because I have lots of experience with it, lots of wisdom, and what actually inspired it, of course, are my wonderful clients. So I had a few calls with different clients. I'm in a season where I'm attracting couples that want to work on their marriages, strengthen them, get some issues handled that they have within themselves so they can show up better for themselves and their families. So I was inspired to talk a bit about... Let me just handle this right here before we get interrupted with ringtones and notifications. I want to make sure this is quiet. Okay, here we go. So I was very inspired to talk about, the common pitfalls and the things that happen, the minefields that, you step on a minefield, you blow your shit up. And there are several. So I will share. And they're all important. And they all, the good news, can be shifted, shifty, if you commit to doing the work. And if you're on the same page, because a lot of people are not on the same page. So I'm going to dive right in. Relationship pitfall number 1 is radically different values and view of the world. Radically different values and view of the world. If your worldviews are off and you're not seeing eye to eye on really important stuff, like, let's say, the current state of the world that we live in, and I'm not talking just political. I think that we can agree that this is beyond that now. This is about the safety and the future of our country, and if you're not on the same page with that, it's a minefield. It's a complete and total minefield. So that's one. And how do you shift it? I don't know if it's shiftable. I don't know. It's a tough one, because we live in a time right now where you need to pick a side. This isn't a thing where we can just bury our heads in the sand and be like, oh, we don't care that, China is infiltrating our country from the inside. And, one person doesn't believe that that's the case and the other one does. And, you got to kind of be on the same page with this, because if shit goes down, you want to know that the person that's supposed to be your ride or die has your back and you have theirs. So that's one, worldview about stuff is very important. So that's a minefield that, you definitely need to look at. Another one is the children. The children. Now, what exactly about the children? What makes the children a minefield in a relationship or marriage? Very simply, when you do not have clear purpose for these kids, and all you're doing is giving. I was speaking to somebody. They have 4 kids. The youngest is 10, the eldest is 17. And they don't make their own beds. The parents do everything for them. The mother's completely burnt out. The father and the mom, they're at each other's throats. They have a short fuse. The mom is completely disconnected from herself, let alone her husband. And why? Because the kids are just hanging out, doing whatever, being entitled, taking. And they have what I call a dysfunctional inverted pyramid of the family. It's a dysfunctional dynamic in the family where the parents put the kids first. Stop this madness. Stop. It's a minefield. You're insane. Here's how it goes. Ready? Number one relationship that you have is with your faith. Number one. Which also means through there, you have a relationship with yourself. Number one relationship. I don't care if you have 5 kids. I don't care if you have 2. I don't care. Your number one relationship is with yourself. With yourself. Because if you are not good with you, you cannot be good for all of them. So it's counterproductive. So then once you have yourself running good and you're healthy and you're feeling good and fulfilled, then your second is your spouse. Number one is me. Number 2 is my spouse. I want to make sure that they're healthy, happy, harmonious, good, that we're walking the talk. We have our goals. Okay, we're marching to the same beat. And then when we're together and on point and connected and healthy and thriving, and the sex is good and everything's good because we're so connected, we can then serve the kids better. We have an environment for the children that are stable, secure. They're not around our toxic arguing all the time. So a lot of people out there, my clients were in this bag, sunlight in my face, was that they were giving and giving and giving to the children. They weren't giving to themselves, and they were depleted and disconnected. So that is a problem. The other issue, minefield, relationship minefield. You don't have a future vision. You're not on the same page with the future vision, or you simply do not have one. That was the case with me. So some relationships are amazing friendships, right? That, you run the risk of falling in the path of, wow, we're really good friends. We have a good time together. We genuinely enjoy each other's company, but there's nothing more going on with that. And we're not on the same page as far as future. And what happens? Another minefield. There's no growth. There's no forward momentum. There's no growth. What do you do? How many times can you go out to dinner? How many times can you bar hop? How many times can you... you appreciate it, of course. It's wonderful. It's fantastic. Have a fun companion to go out with and party with and have fun with. But where are you going with your life? Where are you going with your lives together? What are you going for? What are you aiming for? Without that North Star, that thing that bonds you together, that you're like, I got you, dog, because you know what? In 5 years, we're going to be doing this. And we're going to strive for this. I don't care if it's a vacation. Maybe you want to merge forces and put money together and buy a property together. I don't know. Whatever your thing is, you need a thing. You need a thing. And when you don't have a thing, it's going to fizzle out. And if one person, another minefield about the future vision, if one person has a vision of being together on the next level, and they're like, I get along with you, I love you, we have a good time together, like, let's merge lives, and they're looking at you like, I kind of just like to live in my own house, and, well, I don't really think I want to be together every day. Look, there are people who are into that, right? There are people who are into that. I tried it. I tried the long distance thing. I was like, all right, let's see what this companionship thing can be like. Not my bag. Not my jam. I felt like I was going backwards in my relationship. I didn't feel connected anymore. I didn't feel like we were moving anywhere productive, and it wasn't fostering my growth. I was like, come in here, hanging with me once, twice a month for a couple of days. We go out, we have fun, I have a good time, and then what? Then I'm just cranking on my business, and then we just do that? Like, I don't know. After 4.5 years, I'm going to tell the guys strong and straight, okay? After 4.5 years, if you're not proposing to a woman, she needs to break up with you. If she's into that, right? She might not be. She might be like, good, I don't want to get married. I just want to or I don't want to live with a man. I just want to have my own space, my own life, my own thing. If she is that, I would imagine she's incredibly masculine. She's not in her feminine. She's kind of a doer, and I would imagine the sex would be banged up, because whenever a woman is forced into her masculine, the sex is going to go to shit, which means that the man is too in his feminine, and it jacks out the whole dynamic. So that is another minefield, is the sex life goes bye-bye because you're not connected, because you're not going for something together. You don't have like the meeting of the minds anymore. And then there's also health stuff that happens as people age. They get, the whole estrogen thing changes, the testosterone thing changes. They start to not have the same libido that they had once before. They're like thinking that, oh, it's the person, we've been together for so long. Bullshit. It has nothing to do with that. 9 times out of 10, it has to do with your diet, with your lifestyle, as far as what you're putting in your body, what you're watching on TV, your level of stress, how much exercise you have, where you're at financially. There are all these other things that factor into a low sex drive. If you are feeling disconnected, you are not going to want to have sex with this person. You're not even going to care. So those are some minefields, people. And, people kind of vacillate between them. I don't know if I mentioned this earlier about the kids thing. Oh, I did it from the sense of parents who overgive to the kids and they deplete themselves, and the kids are like, all entitled and they aren't doing anything. So this is what happened. I'm going to bring it back to another minefield. If you have kids in your house and they're not doing chores and they're not pulling their weight, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. And you're not running your house like a kingdom, queendom. Like, listen, this whole thing about having children and indulging them, why? Well, I didn't have anything growing up, and so I had babies, and I want to give my babies everything. Really? You know what you're doing? You're raising a bunch of incapable, entitled little brats who don't know how to wipe their own ass, don't know how to pick up a dish, don't know how to do for themselves. This man earlier telling me he's making the beds for everyone in the house. Really? Why? Your youngest kid is 10. 10 years old. You know what I was doing at 10 years old? 10 years old, I was putting my clothes together, getting dressed and going to school, walking my ass to school, calling for friends on the way, and we'd all walk together. I don't hear shit about any of this. It's a bad parenting system. I'm telling you, I'm going to be 50 years old in March, and I am disgusted and astounded at how my generation parents their children. Some of them, not all of them. Some of them are old school and they do it right? And you have, those kids who are growing and they have a good work ethic and they have respect and they can actually speak to people who are adults who aren't their parents. But for the most part, you see a bunch of kids, teenagers, brand new cars that they smack up, and then the parents are all stressed because now they have their insurance and they have to pay more insurance. I'm sorry, but your kid turns a certain age, they need to work. Oh, but I work so much. Okay, have them work for you then. Have them work for you. If you're the big man on campus, honey, and you have and you're the company owner, right? And you're the dad and you have a company, why aren't your kids working for your company? Why aren't you being like, listen, if you're going to live in my castle until you're 18, you need to earn your keep. So you might not have to work for me, but you're going to work. You're going to work. And this business of, I drive up and I see the garbage cans on the front lawn and nobody takes them in and the recycle thing is there. Really? Really? You walk in and you see your fat ass kids sitting on the sofa eating, playing video games? No, you people are disempowering and enabling a generation of fat, lazy brats. Cut it out. Start making these kids compete. Here's my idea. You ready? I'm going to give you a freebie. Every quarter, you put money in a pot. $500, $1,000, whatever you could afford to do, right? And you have all the kids compete for that money. And how do they do it? By earning points. How do they earn points? For 90 days straight, they have to do chores. Different chores, and you assign a point system. I want to see these little kids at each other's throats. Who's going to clean the bathroom first? Who's going to unload the dishwasher? Who's going to clean the floor in the kitchen? Why? Because they're all getting points. They're all in competition, because whoever scores the most points at the end of 90 days gets the money in the pot. Gets the money in the pot. Parents have to learn how to teach their kids work ethic, and they got to learn how to manage their houses. That is a massive, massive minefield of marriages happening today. No ability to run your house like an empire, and you have everybody taking advantage. Mom feels depleted. All she wants is support. She wants the man to take the lead and say, listen, I'm the king of this castle, and here's how things are going to run. You little freeloaders, you better get into the habit of making your bed every day, and you better figure it out, because this is a new world order in this house, effective immediately. You want dinner cooked? You need to learn how to do dishes. Your mother's going to cook for me and her. Your mother will cook for you. Your mother is going to cook for me and her. Why? Because until we know that you're going to help us clean up and that you're going to help us in the kitchen also, no, you get what you give in this house. That's it. So listen, people coach with me all the time because they're like, holy shit, you don't mess around, girl, because you have a fresh perspective. You're not in it. Right? You're not in it. I'm not in it. No, I'm not. I'm not in it. But I know how to run things effectively, harmoniously. And you know what kind of value that is for those kids? Oh my God. When those kids are like, I earned it. I busted my ass for 3 months. I beat out my sister. I beat out my brother. And I won $1,000 in the pot, the family pot. And it's all mine. You never know. That brother might say, here to my sister, I'll give you $100. And here to my brother, I'll give you $100. But the 800 is for me, and I know exactly where I'm going to spend it. Whatever. Teaches them money management, teaches them responsibility, teaches them competition, friendly competition, work ethic. So that's a minefield that many, many couples have to handle with their children. Another minefield that I find common with people who come to me with coaching, for relationship coaching, is the threat of breakup or divorce. Okay. Once you even explore that as an option and you verbalize it, it throws the dynamic off, because now that has been spoken about. And then whenever you have an argument, you're always entertaining, am I out of here? Am I gonna, is it that? Is it a divorce? Is it that I leave the relationship? So once you start flirting with the idea that you might want to leave this relationship, when you verbalize that to the other person, understand that that is going to forever change the dynamic, and it makes that option possible. It's going to lead to a lot of insecurity. It's going to lead to walking on eggshells. Oh, I don't want to say anything because then he's going to end up being like, I'm going to get divorced. It's just not a cool way to exist. It's not respectful. However, if you are thinking that genuinely, if you are contemplating ending a relationship, get really, really clear on that. Get very clear about why would you leave the relationship realistically. Because sometimes a relationship is only meant to go a certain level. And you shouldn't force it to work. You shouldn't stick around and prove your value and your worth. If somebody doesn't know after a certain amount of time what your worth and value is, then they don't get your worth and value anymore. Very simple. And it doesn't have to be mean. It doesn't have to be with animosity and insulting. None of that nastiness. It's very, it's undignified. But you have to stand up for yourself and what you believe in, and you can't settle. So that brings me to minefield. I don't even know what number I'm on, but another minefield. Settling in the relationship. If you are questioning, what am I doing here? Am I really happy here? Is this nurturing my growth? Am I kind of settling? Can I do better? Can I do better on my own? Not even about another person. Do I feel stuck and stagnant in my life? Is this not going anywhere and it's just boring and it's the same old with no forward momentum, progression, nothing? That is a form of settling, and it's a detriment to your life, and you shouldn't do it. And once you feel that, look inward and get clear. Is it something going on in your life that's missing within yourself that you're just projecting and blaming on the relationship? Or is it legit like, I know exactly where I'm going in my life, bro, and I got to go because I'd love for you to come with me, but you don't want to come, so I gotta go. So that's pretty much it. There are so many others. I know I can like talk about this forever, but these were some big ones that came up recently. Sex is also a thing, but the thing is with the sex is like when you have a tight bond with somebody and you're both moving forward together towards a goal, like you're so connected that you're always going to be all up in each other. The sex is going to be good. Like when there's connection, the sex is good. When there's disconnection, that's when the sex just goes off out and you're not communicating, and you're just like, you start to ask, like, what are we doing? Like, what is this? This is friendship. This isn't even like, we're not doing anything. So anyway, I hope these helped you. I am Lisa, the Love Coach. You can hit me up at lovequestcoaching.com. And I'm going to scooch over here because now this light is in my face, directly in my eyes. You can reach me there. You can find me on Instagram. If you're an Instagrammer, I am at Lisa, the Love Coach on Instagram. Website is Love Quest Coaching. And I also have a YouTube channel. If you Google me, you'll find me a lot of places too. So that's pretty much it. I'm here to help you. If you see this video and something I said resonated with you, feel free to hit me up with a DM. You can always PM me, private message me, direct message me, whatever you want to call it. Tell me a little bit about what's going on. I've been through it all, honey. I've seen it all. I've helped people transform. I've helped couples, really rejigger their whole vibe and just improve it all and get a vibe together stronger. I've helped people leave toxic relationships. I've helped people walk away from relationships that were stagnant and stale. And I've done all of these things myself. So I walk the talk, honey. So I hope to catch up with you. I wish you much love, much light, happy holidays, and Merry Christmas, and Happy Hanukkah, and all of this wonderfulness. And much love, and I'll see you soon. Bye.